As I look back at my time as a business owner, it was some of the best time of my life, but there were moments of unbelievable stress. And here's the thing. Unless you've gone through the same stress in entrepreneurship, it's really hard to grasp. Of course, your family and friends care, but they don't really understand. And your staff... If you're watching this video, the chances are that you too are stressed about entrepreneurship. You may be juggling many balls at home, at work, customers and staff, and right now you might be considering chucking it all in and getting a job somewhere else. I know this feeling because I felt the same urge myself more than once. However, I can tell you that this moment will pass, and days, weeks, or even months from now, you'll look back and be glad you stuck at it. But I appreciate that the will alone may not be enough. And so in this video, I'm going to cover my top 5 tips for dealing with stress and burnout as a business owner and entrepreneur. Tip number 1 is that you have to realize that some stress is okay. We all strive to reduce stress in our lives, but it's impossible to remove it entirely. And if I'm honest, I'd argue that some stress is manageable and can be a positive force in your business. But let me explain. If you weren't stressed about meeting deadlines or completing projects, you might lack the motivation you need to grow your business. You may be missing opportunities or even overlooking potential issues. On the other hand, I'll admit that high stress levels, they risk burnout, decision-making fatigue, and they can have a negative impact on you and your business. Our goal then is to ensure a healthy level of stress is maintained where and when possible. This is called eustress. And if you've never heard of that term before, actually I didn't know about it, this helps you to keep you alert, motivated, and ready to tackle the challenges that life will inevitably throw at you at all times. I'm talking about the type of stress that makes you prepare thoroughly for a pitch meeting or motivates you to perfect your project before shipping it to clients. It's the optimal middle ground between low stress and high. Ask yourself this: can you turn stress into a valuable asset on your entrepreneurial journey?
Yes!
Right this second, that might seem overwhelming, unsurmountable, but when you get through this moment or in a position to review things in a period of calm, how can you ensure that you don't let stress destabilize you or your business and instead use it for a tool or as a tool for growth and performance? And if we can, how would that benefit your business? So let's talk about how we can focus on maintaining a level of eustress with tip number 2. I jokingly say a lot that business would be great if it wasn't for staff and customers. And I can feel you nodding in agreement with me there. But we've all had that one shirty client who is more bully than business, or we feel like the end of the world is upon us when a client says no to the continuation of their service, or what is going to happen to you when your best employee leaves. These are real world scenarios. I have faced them, and each time my stress levels have risen and gone through the roof. But here's the thing. We got new clients, we got rid of others, and we hired team members that further strengthened our business. Rarely will one individual event destroy your business, even if it does feel that way in the moment. But if we pan out over the next 10 years, will any of this truly matter? And if we plan for many of the challenges we face in business, can they be overcome? Your focus then, as an entrepreneur, is often reactive to the needs of the business, but it is also to think long term and to make plans to achieve your goals. Some of these will be entirely focused on your ambitions, but we often overlook what happens when. Yet this is exactly what we must do. If you create a plan in a moment of calm, then when you need to act upon it, the majority of the elements that you will face are already considered. Back in 2015, our first hire, a designer, said she was leaving our business.
No!
She was a great member of our team and contributed positively to our work and to our studio, and leaving it was a significant loss. One that I will admit I was incredibly worried about. But this person leaving also gave us an opportunity to hire more experienced designers and to eventually start a new business function. As a result, our new hires brought systems and experience that we'd never even considered before, and in turn, we became a much stronger business. My point here is that you need to look at the opportunity in the challenges you face. When you're stressed, it's hard to see past the immediate response, and often that's an inflammatory decision. But by taking a step back, you can see a much broader and clearer picture. And this then leads me to tip number 3. As an entrepreneur, 1 minute you've your marketing hat on, the next it's HR, and then you're back into business development, operations, account management, marketing, sales, all of those good things. Your list of tasks is never ending, and it can feel, well, it can often feel overwhelming. If we break these down further, there are an unlimited number of reactive and proactive tasks that you could be doing any given day, any given moment. Many entrepreneurs are often paralyzed by this decision fatigue. And one of the first things that I suggest working with my clients is to try and understand their priorities. What do they want to achieve from their business? Once we know this, we can begin prioritizing tasks and activities that help them move them towards their goal rather than away from it. So think about your tasks in terms of immediate, medium, and long term. Immediate tasks keep the lights on, clients happy, and your business moving forward. These should command the greatest focus at all times. Paying work always comes first. Medium and long term tasks to help build your revenue, create efficiencies, and scale your business. And while you should dedicate time to these each week, it should never be at the detriment of your existing work. Always again, paying customers come first. And I do appreciate that there's only so many hours in the day, only so much work that you can do, and that overloading you with work will in fact add to these stress levels. But here's the thing. Turning the unknown into known and then planning these out goes a long way to removing stress. Instead of sitting down at your desk trying to figure out what you have to do every single day, what if you had a list of prioritized tasks that you could work through when you have dedicated some time to doing so? I know personally that it would be a lot easier to motivate myself, and I do the work that I have to do with a lot less stress involved. And yet getting started is, well, it's only the start. A lot of your energy right this second is likely focused on completing your tasks. You're focused on the end goal or the output, but the distance between here and here might be incredibly significant. It might take some time, and some of the variables will be outside of your control. Instead of focusing on the outputs, you need to focus on those elements that you can control, those that you can put input into. One step forward is better than none, and being able to see and celebrate your progress, no matter how small it is the key to achieving your goals and meeting your priorities. Instead of thinking about all of the tasks that you need to complete, you have to think about the next one you have to do and do it. The next tip is one I struggled with. It's balance. If you look up workaholic in the dictionary, there'd probably be a picture of me right beside it. Like many entrepreneurs, I dedicated my time to my business. Evenings, weekends, I even wrote blog content on Christmas morning. Look, truthfully, I had no kids back then, but I was relentless in the pursuit of business success. And I'd argue that to be successful, you have to be. There were no boundaries in my life between work and between personal time, and this can lead to stress and burnout. Now, I have been asked recently if I would do things differently a second time around, and the answer is no, probably not. I'd achieved success because of my dedication, and I can't fault that. Today, though, my goals are very, very different. I now define success as a byproduct of helping other business owners. I balance my time working much better, and I enjoy the journey a whole lot more. But I do want you to consider how you manage your work-life balance. How can you mitigate the stresses in your daily life? Do you need to stop and take a longer lunch, or even take lunch? Or do you have to take some time out of the day to think without interruption? I also want you to think about your long-term options to find balance. I have some clients who take extended holidays, or they take time away and work remotely to get out of the office. It could be as simple as just dedicating specific family time each week. And I have to ask you, when was the last time you had a date night with your partner? But you may enjoy work just as I did. But as a whole, work consumes the energy, and you need to find balance to recharge and to re-energize away from it. And my final tip today is to find a network of people like you. Entrepreneurship is often a lonely endeavor. We feel like we're on a path and it's unique to us, and the challenges that we face are also unique. I promise they're not. There is a commonality in business and the challenges that you will face daily. Staff and customers mostly, of course, but this commonality is shared amongst your peers and other business owners. Today, I count dozens of business owners as my network, confidants, and, well, really friends. Each of us is at different stages of our journey, but many of those stressful factors are shared. By having a trusted network of peers, I can ask questions, answer others, and generally share in the collective experience of those around me. Jim Rohn, you might have heard of, said that you're the average of the 5 people you spend your time with, and I totally agree. The people I am closest with today are those with shared values and similar goals. Their insights and their experiences are completely golden. So I recommend building a network of people you like, people you trust, people who understand your business and who want to help you achieve your goals. And not to make this a shameless plug, because it is, I offer this as part of my Move Apace growth programs and coaching services. Remember, while entrepreneurship is often lonely, you don't have to do it alone. If you're going to take action, move apace, and be sure to like, subscribe and comment down below with what you'd like me to talk about next time. See you soon.